Last week I did a thought experiment that I haven't been able to stop thinking about. I picked one thing I want, then I imagined I had it and asked myself, okay, now what would I want more? So I imagined getting that next thing too, then asked again, okay, what do I want after that? I kept going, kept imagining I'd achieved each thing, kept asking what would I want next. I did this until I couldn't think of anything else. Then I asked myself, would this version of me, the one who has everything, be more peaceful, closer to my creator, better at meditation, kinder, less reactive when things don't go my way? The answer was no. That's what's been bothering me. If getting everything I want won't make me the person I actually want to be, then what am I doing? Here's what we think we get wrong. We believe dissatisfaction is a problem to be solved. We think, I'm unhappy because I don't have X. Once I get X, I'll be satisfied. So we work towards X, maybe for years. When we finally get it, we feel satisfied. Briefly. Then the satisfaction fades and we start wanting Y. The evidence from our lives shows that getting things produces temporary satisfaction. Then we return to wanting every single time. Which means that dissatisfaction isn't caused by lacking the thing, it's just how we're built. Let me show you what this looks like. When I was young, I wanted a Barbie doll more than anything. I thought about it constantly, dreamed about it. Finally got one when I was 14, when I'd already outgrown dolls. Years of wanting, 0 days of satisfaction. Then at 19, my father called me to tell me he'd bought me a car. I couldn't believe it. I'd been dreaming about it every day on the bus, but never thought it would actually happen. On the day to pick it up, I was thinking, please God, don't let me die. Let me live this moment. That day has been the happiest day of my life to date. I'm not exaggerating. That night I wanted to sleep in the car. The feeling lasted a few days. After a week or two, I was used to it. By a month, I stopped feeling grateful. A few months later, I was thinking about what car I'd want next. Years of anticipation, few days of happiness, then back to wanting. This happens with relationships too, which is harder to accept because we place our deepest hope there. We tell ourselves, this time will be different. I've learned from my mistakes. I know what I want. This time I'll find the right person and finally be happy. And the relationship probably will be better. You are more mature, you choose more carefully. But here's what actually happens. The beginning feels incredible. You feel seen, you feel wanted, you feel alive, you think this is it. Then real life starts. You have to communicate when you're tired, compromise, showing up when the excitement fades, working through conflict. The relationship doesn't solve your inner restlessness. It doesn't complete you. It gives you something real and meaningful that requires sustained effort. If you expect it to make you happy, you'll feel disappointed, not because the relationship failed, but because you ask it to do something that no relationship can do. Last year we had a fire in our apartment. Within minutes the smoke was dense, flames spreading. I grabbed my laptop, tablet, documents ready to evacuate. A neighbor heard me shouting, came with a fire extinguisher. Another neighbor shut off the power. They saved our home. But something changed. Now every strange smell makes us stop. Is it burning? Is something wrong? Before the fire, I thought having a home meant security. After I realized means having something to lose. The more you have, the more you're afraid of losing it. My expectation failed me. I expected possessions to equal peace, but possessions equals responsibility and vulnerability. Career is the same. The job I want would make me feel competent, let me build something meaningful, real benefits. But I know the costs: time, energy, new stress, higher stakes. I trade my current problems for different problems, probably better problems, but not for peace. We think achieving things will change our baseline state. We think once I have these, I'll be settled. But you get the thing, feel a spike of satisfaction, then settle back to your normal state. Except now that state includes maintaining the thing, protecting it, worrying about it. You don't become more peaceful, you become differently occupied. I've spent time observing women in India who've been housewives for their entire lives, women whose jobs was supporting everyone else's life, despite the hardship they faced, being disrespected for not earning money, having no financial independence, no self-esteem from career development. I noticed they split into two types. Type 1 become tolerant, kind, devoted, loving, warm. Being in their presence is a pleasure because you receive that love from them. Type 2 become bitter, mean, cruel. They lash out, cause pain to others. Same circumstances, same lack of external achievement, completely different internal development. I want to be like the first type while also achieving my financial and speaking goals. But here's my problem. We become the medium of our environment, and my environment is built on competition. Who has better things, wealthier people wanting more. I rarely see anyone promoted who is genuinely healthy internally, who isn't constantly preoccupied with how they look, what they drive, what they wear. When I lived in India, I wore 3 to 4 pairs of shoes every year, and I was happy in simple white clothes I'd wash daily. Not because I lacked options, I had plenty, but because the environment didn't value accumulation. Back in my home country, after 2 years, I bought 20 pairs of shoes in a year. Outrageous amounts of clothes. Why wasn't a few enough anymore? The environment shapes what we want. When it's built on endless wanting, we adopt endless wanting. So if getting things doesn't make us happier, peaceful, and we know this from experience, why do we keep believing the next thing will be different? Because the alternative is uncomfortable. If achievement won't make us content, we have to find contentment somewhere else. And we don't know how to do that. I've achieved some things I used to want. I'm not more happy, more peaceful. I'm just busy with different things. I'm not saying don't pursue anything. I'm saying stop expecting achievement to deliver something it can't. A good relationship brings love and companionship. A meaningful career gives purpose. A comfortable home makes life easier. Real benefits. But none of them can make you more peaceful or happy. None of them can end the wanting. None of them can make you feel like you've arrived, because there is no arriving. There's only here. If you can't be okay here, you won't be okay there. You'll be the same restless person in better circumstances, still waiting for the next thing to complete you. Think about those housewives again. Who gets more in life? The person who ran after everything exterior to be happy, or the person who became the best they could be in their situation? Who is more fulfilled, more developed? What I'm learning is to separate two things I used to think they were the same. One, working towards goals because they matter to me, because the work itself is meaningful. Choosing a partner because I genuinely want to share my life with them. Building a career because the work fulfills me. 2, working towards these things because I think getting them will finally make me feel okay. The first is healthy, the second is a trap. The second makes me postpone contentment. It says, I can't be okay yet, I haven't achieved enough yet. It puts my peace always just out of reach, and it keeps me from my actual goals. Growing closer to my creator, meditating with concentration, being peaceful and kind, because I'm always chasing something more. I'm trying to notice when I'm thinking, once I get this relationship, then I'll finally be happy. Once I get this position, then I'll finally feel like I'm enough. Because that's a lie. Achievement will make you enough. The right relationship will complete you. Success will let you rest. These are all lies, because you're already enough. You're just convinced yourself you're not. So you keep trying to earn your own approval through external validation. And no amount of external validation will ever convince you. You'll just move the goalpost. I think about myself as a child lying awake wondering if this is all there is, and I think about myself now decades later still asking the same question. Maybe the answer isn't to achieve more so life finally feels like enough. Maybe the answer is to stop waiting for life to feel like enough and just be in it right now as it actually is, not as you wish it were.